Hello everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing fantastic and that you're all having an absolutely wonderful day. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. As you might have imagined, this was quite a popular news story, talking point that's been floating around within the cryptocurrency space. There are a lot of, how do I say this? A lot of people are quite optimistic. Oh yeah, great. A lot of people are quite optimistic about 2024 and where things are going to go. Some people are more optimisticer and believe that a lot of coins are on the cusp of something great. I'm doing fantastic here. But in that same exact sentence, there are people who think that the market is about to shift in a way that no one could have anticipated. And that's where we currently are. Patrick Riley, R-I-L-E-Y, the CEO of Reaper Financial, has apparently issued a daring projection for XRP, stating that he believes XRP is going to grow by, here we go, going to grow by 3,510%, and a forecast that would actually make sure that XRP, here we go, replaced Bitcoin. Riley made the bold comment in an interview with pro XRP YouTuber, his name is Zach Rector. In the podcast, Riley claimed to have conducted an analysis on XRP just a few weeks ago. To be clear, this is probably one of the most bullish, if not the current most bullish, XRP price prediction that we have probably gotten in a very long time. A lot of the ones that I'm seeing or we have gone over in the last month or two have relatively focused on a $5, a $7. I don't think I saw any $9 for some reason. People kind of jumped directly to 11. And I think I saw one or two $13, $14. These are the projections as well over the course of 2024. As people believe that the market's just getting ready to basically completely lose its mind. Per the disclosure, the findings from the research form the foundation of his belief that XRP is poised to surpass Bitcoin as the leading cryptocurrency during the coming bull run. In his words, he saith, and I do quoteth, "What I expect from XRP going into 2024, and one of the things I'm expecting very realistically during this bull run, is that XRP will surpass Bitcoin as the #1 cryptocurrency," end quote. This is a tale as old as time. This is not new news. This is not news that we are probably ever going to not hear about over the course of our lifetimes. For those of you who were not here an eon ago, back in good old 2017, Ethereum kind of rushed up in price rapidly and ended up becoming the #2 coin on the market. XRP counted out because everyone was like, the coin is the coin and it's blue. Ended up also rushing up rapidly in value. And upon the speculation that Coinbase was going to list it on the platform, it actually became the #2 coin within the cryptocurrency space. And it was at that point where a lot of people became believers, simply because if XRP had, I think it was less than, but if it had more or less doubled in price, it would have become the #1 coin. The idea being this coin came out of left field, right field, all the fields at the exact same time. It skyrocketed up the charts, became the #4 coin, the #3 coin. #2 only had to, air quotes, only had to double once more and then would have surpassed Bitcoin. This has led a lot of people to believe that not only is it possible that it is going to happen again, and that it is going to finally make the inevitable push to become the #1 coin. There's also this speculation for Ethereum as well. As we've been seeing over the course of the last few weeks, a lot of people are of the mindset that we are going to see Ethereum really began to push. The numbers that have also been quoted, and is also a little bit weird, with the $22 XRP, there's also the idea of a $22,000 Ethereum. You might remember that video maybe mid or end of November. There were a couple of people who've been saying that they're expecting above a $10,000 Ether, but no one has given like a real exact number because I think it's too abstract. It's going to go above 10K, but where exactly, no one knows. I think we had one prediction for 16,000, and then there was one that was like, no, it is $22,000 per Ether. So all these things are possible. It's just more of we live in a world where, now I say this as someone who has looked at the market and has seen the market play out. I think all of these coins are going to do exceedingly well, in the situation that we would have a $22 XRP, we are probably also looking at around a $380,000 Bitcoin or somewhere around there. 380,000 is a random number, but you understand, like, Bitcoin has pumped significantly. I rose my arms into the air. None of you could see that, but I'm still doing it for some reason. The idea basically being, it's not that I don't believe that XRP could become the number one coin. It's more of a Bitcoin's momentum has pretty much solidified over the course of the last 2 years that there's a very strong chance that Bitcoin is going to remain the number one coin. That is not to say that XRP would not or is not going to do well. I believe in the case of, Bitcoin and Ethereum pumping up, we would see the exact same things for XRP, for Cardano, you name it. It's in the bull run, world, everyone's a winner. That's usually one of the themes of things that tend to take place over the course of a bull run. And I totally appreciate the optimism for this idea. And the same exact thing with other people talking about their coins also going up. Like I want people to be like optimistic about the cryptocurrency market and where things are going, because we tend to have during almost at bear runs, and kind of the same during bear markets, people get a bit down, and I want people to feel good about their investments or how much money that they could make. But I think in a situation like this, to surpass Bitcoin, we would probably need, we can't surpass the euro and neither the US dollar, but we would need hyper recognition from the Fed in the United States to state that they were going to be using XRP kind of like as a reserve to the US dollar. That would basically solidify it. And or we would need to probably hear from all 30 countries that was hinted at the middle of 2023 that all 30 of them were going to be using XRP explicitly and or building their central bank digital currency on top of it. And we would also need to see numbers as to the amount of money really flowing through it. I think XRP is going to do just fine price-wise during this bull run that is to cometh. However, I think this opinion is very, very strong. Meanwhile, he did emphasize that this prediction does not imply Bitcoin's failure, but rather an anticipation of XRP's ascendancy in the crypto hierarchy. I will tell you a little secret for those of you who don't know. There are a lot of people who kind of have almost like complete faith in Bitcoin. And I mean like complete from beginning to end. If XRP were to become the number one coin, Bitcoin would probably completely collapse just because of the mindset and the energy that's actually around that coin. So that's something also like really look into like how Bitcoin maximalists think and what they believe in, and you'll understand exactly what I mean. But yes, this was, of course, very, very popular. I didn't expect someone, a CEO of a company, coming forward saying that they believe that in 2024 XRP is going to $22 and will surpass Bitcoin. For that to have ever been unpopular news. I think we're in store for a very intense 2024 in a multitude of ways. This is, anyway. I think this will be shocking. I'm hoping like a good shocking and not like a, oh no, I'm scared kind of shocking thing. But yeah, that's the $22 XRP price prediction taking over Bitcoin during the bull run news. I mean, if it happens, we will of course be discussing it. Let's see what ends up happening in the future. That's the XRP news. And yeah. Let's move on. So I'll try to be nice here, but I know that I won't be able to. Recently in the news, the SEC has come forward with a little mishap. And I saw a lot of articles once again. I feel like a lot of articles sometimes are, and this isn't a joke either, I think they're written by people who are really trying to like impress their bosses or be like, hey, crypto's not all bad. I understand the idea of, and I don't want to say forgive and forget, but more of like a, okay, you did something bad before, it's cool, let's move on kind of thing. But can you imagine like trying to walk down the street for a decade and there's a friend, let's call them, I don't know, SEC, and they've continued to like step on your hands and your fingers and your toes and like, I don't know how they have 4 arms and legs. Well, no, people have 4 arms and legs. Anyway, the point is, imagine that friend. Imagine they do it once. Now imagine they do it thrice. Now imagine they do it quatrice and you're like, please stop, get off me. Imagine they do this like 800 times. You'd get to the point where you're like, I'd rather not be around you anymore. That's basically what the SEC is to the cryptocurrency space. Recently, the SEC actually came forward and I'll use the A word. They actually apologized for something that they did. And a lot of articles began to pop up and they were like, has the SEC changed who they are? Is the SEC no longer terrible? And I'm like, No. These, from the news that we've received over the course of the last near decade, these people are still sociopaths. I'm almost certain of it at this point. I have to, maybe relook up the definition, but I'm pretty sure that that's exactly what's going on. They don't care about us or any other thing except for money. This is why we've seen constantly, they wait until they have enough evidence or evidence that they claim is evidence to say that someone or a company or an entity has done something wrong over the course of multiple years, as opposed to, saying it from the get-go. Hey, you crossed when the light was red. Maybe you shouldn't do that next time. It's not too smart. They would wait 35,000 times and then go, hey, here's 35,000 tickets. Yeah, we saw you doing it. Why didn't you tell me before? We thought you knew. Well, it's not written anywhere. Yeah, I know, but here are your tickets. That's what the SEC does. They don't actually, and have not been, as far as I can tell within the cryptocurrency space, they've been doing regulation by enforcement as opposed to regulation by telling. Tell us what the problem is. Anyway, the news is the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has apologized for its handling of a lawsuit against a decentralized blockchain project known as DebtBox, like as in she's in debt plus a box. According to new court documents, the commission takes this court's concern seriously and deeply regrets these errors. A filing from December reads, agency officials are taking steps to ensure those errors are not repeated in this action or other proceedings, end quote. The SEC originally filed a lawsuit against DebtBox back in July, alleging the digital currency operation defrauded thousands of investors out of nearly $50 million through the sale of unregistered securities. Previously, the federal watchdog was granted a temporary restraining order against DebtBox after claiming the organization was dodging legal action by moving assets abroad. However, the order was rescinded in October after the court found the SEC had insufficient evidence to back up their claims. What? Judge Robert Shelby, Chief United States District Judge for the District of Utah, criticized lawyers representing the SEC because they're monsters earlier this year for false or misleading statements against Debtbox, claiming that they undermined the integrity of the case's proceedings, which resulted in irreparable harm to the defendant. Moreover, Shelby hinted at the possibility of sanctioning the SEC for its misconduct, a factor that the federal agency argues against in the latest court filing. As explained, the commission takes very seriously the concerns identified by the court, the SEC's lawyer stated. I'm sure that's a lie. In response to the court's order to show cause, the commission has identified errors and lapses in judgment that it will take steps to remedy, but sanctions are not warranted under the circumstances here, end quote. Can you imagine lying openly lying to make sure that you try and win a lawsuit? The court, the judge is competent enough and goes, well, that sounds like a lie. None of that sounds correct at all. And then they go, oh yeah. We had some lapses in our judgment and a few errors. You lied. Oh, wait. Nope. They all mean the exact same thing. They're all that you lied, no matter how I try and sound it out. This, of course, made very, very, very popular news. It's all over the place. Yeah, people talking about how the SEC has apologized and maybe just actually try and regulate. How different this space would be, how different the discussions would be around cryptocurrencies if over the course of the last decade, the US actually had proper regulations. You can't tell people that they've done something wrong without telling them that they're doing something wrong. If you say it once and they do it twice or thrice or quatrice, is that a word? I don't think so. Then you're in trouble. It's very disgusting, and I hate that this also has to continuously be news over and over, because I'll say this and then we'll move on. The SEC had dozens upon dozens of lawsuits over the course of 2023. Dozens and dozens. This one judge was like, that doesn't sound right. I wonder how many other cases the SEC had where allegedly, their lawyers also had lapses of judgment. You understand what a lapse of judgment is? You sit in class and you go, that kid stole my crayon, knowing good and well that your box is full and he did not steal your crayon. Now imagine you made sure that you lied in an effort to gain favor and to win. Someone found out and it was a lapse of judgment. What was your judgment, that you were going to lie? How many other court cases have they done this in? How many other court cases against cryptocurrency companies were all based off of lies, insufficient evidence? Very disgusting. Very, very disgusting. The problem is that it doesn't have to be this way. The SEC could have complete control over the cryptocurrency space. Back in 2013, 2014, these people could have come out and said, we're going to make sure that we give, to the greatest of our knowledge, as much cryptocurrency news and advice and counsel as we possibly can. Any new company, please come register with us. We will make sure that you know exactly how your coin is a security or how to make sure that it's not. You can even pay an annual fee. You know how many companies would pay $20,000 plus per year for constant legal counsel directly from the SEC to be able to talk to these people? More than $20,000. Just to make sure that once a month, you can pick up the phone and call Carol and she can tell you, we saw some inconsistencies in your paperwork. Change this, and this, and we're all good. See you guys next month. We could have had Bitcoin ETFs. We could have had no discussion. Imagine Gary Gensler, and I almost dry heave saying this. Imagine Gary Gensler being almost like a hero within the cryptocurrency space. making sure that he goes before Congress and the Senate and goes, no. This is going to be regulated. We will make sure that these people have all the information that they need, everything. How many less scams we would have had within the space? Would we have even had a Sam Bankman-Fried situation? It's all gross, and I hate all of it. I understand, believe me. I understand that it always has to do with money. Someone's being paid behind the scenes. We will maybe never, ever know who, maybe in a documentary in 20, 30, 40 years. But it's disgusting. So, yes, one of the major news stories is that the SEC, their lawyers came forward and said, oh, sorry, we were misrepresenting facts. Which makes me go, well, how many times did you do it before? And how many more times in the future will you bend the truth just to make sure that you win a lawsuit? Anyway, methinks that's going to do it for this video. I hope you've all been doing great. I hope you've all been doing fantastic. I hope you've all been, living your best life. We have a lot to look forward to over the course of the future. It is really only just getting started. The energy in the air is quite intense always, but I am and still remain quite optimistic for the space. I think we have a lot of amazing things coming our way, but it's more of a as I said before, it's weird talking about, in 2 years, we're expecting this. In a year and a half, this is going to happen, 9 months away. And then we're like, oh, snaps, like we're here. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See